The next guest speaker I decided to talk about is Elizabeth Freuter. She is the former head of schools at Willing Country Day, and the head of schools is a form of a principal, but in a private school. One big thing that I took away from her speech was to go learn something new, and she emphasized go learn something new in everything that she talked about, but I'll come back to that. And then another thing that she said that stuck out to me was God laughs when you have a plan because he already has one for you. And as a religious person, it hit me hard because my mom says this too. So hearing it from somebody that isn't a person in your family, it's something that sticks with you and gets the switch going in your head. But going back to going to learn something new, Elizabeth talked about how she always wanted to learn something new after she got the idea of what she was doing in the current moment. So she started 7 nonprofits around Wheeling after she stepped down as the former head of schools at Willing Country Day. And this was one of her most recent Gonna Learn Something News. And what she does now is Walk With Me. And it's a 50-person leadership walk where she takes 50 different people that are seen to be leaders and just walks and talks with them, and they discuss various different things. And some of the things that stuck with me was learning early so you don't have to learn them later as a leader. And this stuck with me because you're always learning something as a leader, but you want to come in with many different ideas and concepts so that people want to gravitate towards you and bounce off those ideas that they have, and you guys can just go back and forth on finding different ways to better each other. Another few things that stuck out to me was everyone has their own story. Being a leader, you don't have to be the top person or the head guy. You can be somewhere in the middle. You can be a regular employee instead of the CEO, but you're still a leader because you know how to keep your group going. You know how to keep your people around you and keep the flow of everything going. She says she already has done 25 walks, and she has published all of the walks. So any walk that we want to go watch, we have the opportunity to watch. And to further elaborate on the walks, she talked about she wants to do all 50, and she's halfway to her goal. And after 50, she wants to keep doing the walks and learn more about leadership. Like with all the walks, she's getting many different views, concepts, expectations, leadership traits, leadership tactics, and it's allowing her to open her brain and open her eyes to many different organizations and many different nonprofits that she can use to help better her community and grow the overall commitment of other communities while publishing the walks. Another thing that she talked about was the growing leadership groups was to build togetherness, to build a coherent teamwork. And this is important because you can't do things by yourself. And many other leadership figures that we talked to or that came to talk to us in the classroom discuss how you can't do things alone, how even one person who's the smartest mind needs help on the smallest minute details. So understanding the fact of the matter that you need connections, and it's not me versus them, it's us together. We need to come together and build off of what we have now. And another key thing, and probably the last thing I will talk about that she talked on, was you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to open your ears to everybody who's in the room. Even going into a building where you're not the brightest person, or you're not looked at as the highest or most well-known figure. Going there and expressing yourself and understanding you don't have to be the loudest person in the room, but you're there trying to understand why everybody else is there, trying to understand what's your purpose with this person at the meeting or at the event, so to say. And doing this will help you seek more information and give you a better understanding of any concept that you want, depending on where you're at in leadership, or where you're at in working, or even where you're at in a physical mindset or mental mindset in general.